sky. Radio contact has been attempted but cannot be established. Instructions are to prepare for an attack by an unknown enemy.
As far as the eye can see, a plague on the surface, a disgusting swarm in the skies. With a crash of thunder, a new demon appears. Unfurling its rotten wings, it lets out a petrifying scream.
はもう今一人目が覚めた壊れた世界の中で渦の声をさ押し寄せる波の中体預けてくすんだ世界もどこか晴れたように映るんだ道なき場所でも生きてゆける
Alright, good morning everybody. Welcome back to the 5-digit World Cup match, Poland versus China in the losers bracket, deciding who's going to go to the semifinals and who's going to be eliminated here. With me today I have Gumi Crayola. Good morning, hello.
Hello. It is 10 p.m., but good morning to you too. I am very pleased to be here commentating this with you, Foxy. And we have quite the match on our hands. I think this is the stakes of this match are pretty high. We have seed 21, I believe, versus seed 13, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we're gonna quickly switch over to our team stats. I mean, what are your thoughts on this match? I think.
If I were to take a guess, Poland has been kind of popping off in this tournament so far. Despite being lower seeded, they did win against Sweden in the first round, which Sweden is a really strong team, and they showed that yesterday as well in the Czechia match, where they just kind of went crazy on everything. So a very impressive victory for Poland there. They did lose their next match, which was against, if I'm not wrong, the United Kingdom, which was a really hard match to play.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, now we have Poland versus China. China have very heavy tapping team into Poland, with Poland being more so well-rounded, but they do have their tapping preferences. Overall, should be a pretty close match if I'm not wrong. These teams are pretty well matched, and they will go... I would assume this is probably a tiebreaker match, if I'm being honest.
Oh, big expectations. I mean, we've seen time and time again that, in 5WC, really seeding does not matter at all. You just saw from the last match, it wasn't the biggest upset in history, but Hong Kong just 3 seats below Taiwan and still managing to win the match 6-2 in a 4-point lead. So really, seeding does not matter whatsoever, especially when we're sort of in that middle ground SR where you're not quite skill capped, but you're not quite low SR FC or die territory. So yeah, I'm gonna be very excited to see how Poland and China go for. Of course, Poland having big shoes to fill, being the previous iteration's winner. Unfortunately, not having the sort of dominance that they had last year, but still they bring the experience to the table, especially in their returning player Quartal. And overall, I think they will be able to put up a good fight, even though the seeding difference is pretty significant. Yeah, let's jump straight into our protect and ban phase.
Protects, we have both teams protecting. We have Poland protecting DT2, protecting the speed, and then proceeding to ban a speed map, and China protecting hidden 3 and then banning the other 2 hidden maps. which is for sure an interesting strategy, if I'm being honest. Banning 2 hidden maps and then protecting the other one, but we will see how it goes. The hidden 3 is really different from the other hiddens. Hidden 1 more so on the awkward aim side, Hidden 2 heavy reading, and Hidden 3 is just kind of low aim tech ulti type thing. And then yeah, Poland banning DT3, a really heavy finger control and protecting DT2, which is just raw speed and nothing else.
I'm sorry, this is just incredibly funny to me. China protecting Hidden 3, first protect, and then double banning both of the other hidden maps in the pool. This is just incredibly amusing to me. And then you have Poland protecting DT2 and then banning DT3 at Nomad 5.
These teams are banning
wait,
the
what?
that's been protecting.
Wait, what?
And China first picks the opponent's protect.
There's no way! There's no fucking... Oh, I think they swapped around. I think they must have swapped around their protects, if I had to guess.
Yeah, you know what? Just because this is way too funny to be true, I feel like Poland predicted Hidden 3 and China DT2, and just have it wrong on the stream.
Maybe they just shook hands beforehand and they're like, okay, well, we'll just protect each other's protects and ban each other's bans. It's chill like that. Yeah, we're gonna kickstart the match with a very explosive first map. It's gonna be Rubik's Cube DT2 from OWC 2024. I believe this is a lower diff, one of 2 OWC maps from the Grand Finals of 2024 that we are seeing in this pool. It's a very exciting DT2 map. I think this is the highest SR pool. I mean, it's the highest DPM map, pardon me, in the pool, coming in at around 260. I believe it's 261.
It is 261,
yeah, some very, very intense stamina tapping, some very long bursts and borderline streams on this map. And overall, it's going to be testing your overall comfort on the 260 DPM. You'll be putting your raw speed to the test, a tapping player's dream, if I do say the very least.
Yeah, also, yeah, the protects are switched on stream. Poland protected Hidden 3
Okay,
DT2.
okay, that makes
Just
sense.
confirmed with the referee, because this would have been way too funny if it wasn't like that.
That's just
But, yeah. This map, I do feel like is favored towards China. China's a pretty good speed team, and I mean, Poland did ban the other 2 speed maps. I know Poland doesn't really have speed players. I know Quarterfinals, Kiori, and Pasta are pretty good at speed, especially Kiori from what I remember, but even then, against a roster like China, where you have KNB, you have Sanachitos, and the others, like, they're a really good speed team, and it's gonna be hard to win this. Especially when it's China's protect, and they're really comfortable on the map, and Poland just kinda has to deal with it.
That's right, but as the players are loading in, let's kickstart the match with Rubik's Cube DT2. Let's get into it. And right off the bat, you begin to see some of these early patterns, sort of to give you a taste of what's to come in this match. And right at the beginning, just looking at the accuracy, you can kind of sort of see where the comfort lies in both of these teams. And some early misses from Kiori here and there, alongside some huge egg drops from the side of Poland, really just goes to show that China overall just has way more comfort on the 260 DPM. I believe all of the accuracies, even the lowest accuracy on Team China, is beating out the highest accuracy on Poland. And yeah, just an incredibly good start from China, and they look extremely poised to take this point. But that's it. It's still early days in the map. Anything can happen.
We do see a break from Sana in the bottom left. We also saw a break from KND, so the combo advantage is on the side of Poland here, but even then, this map's pretty short. Fiori missing very early on is making them pretty hard to really bring this back, especially the accuracies, as we get into one of the most stamina-heavy sections in this map that I feel like should start tripping players up, but everyone's kind of holding. There goes Pasta. We see a break on the side of Poland. As China recovers their combos, Quarterfinals declined also breaking. That's the FCs on the side of Poland gone, and now China in a position to take this point very comfortably, especially with the double FC on the top from Sanachitos and Shigure.
Yeah, not to mention the accuracies from China going into this last KI section is just incredibly impressive. We are seeing 96, 97 from the 2 FCs, and very solid 95 and 92 from the supporting combo on the side of Team China. And meanwhile, on the side of Team Poland, I mean, Fiori is trying their best with that 88% combo game with the recovery, but as Fiori finds a miss, I mean, The question is not whether China wins this point or not. It's a question of how far can they take this. The last sections of the map come in. The most intensive section, at least when it comes to the burst. Sada Chitozi finds the miss. That's one FC gone. Shigure Reno is now the only one left in the lobby holding the SC. Can they close this map out? It looks like they will be able to do so. What a way to begin the match. And that is exactly what you want to see from a first map pick. Especially on your own protect. A 3.1 mil team score, just overall complete and utter dominance from Team China on this pick.
Yeah, Poland just couldn't keep up with the speed. You saw at the end as well that the Polish roster kind of just started dropping more and more 100s as their stamina and speed kind of declined. And now it's their pick. They can kind of do whatever. I do feel like we'll be seeing a gimmick map of some sorts. We could be seeing something like Free Mod 2. We could be seeing Hidden 3. No Mod 3 as well, I've seen is a pretty popular pick overall. Yesterday especially, we saw that Czechia did pretty good on it as well. And other teams, yeah, just generally No Mod 3 is a very heavy comfort map. And it is similar enough to Hidden 3 where I can see Poland picking it. They could also just go into their protect to kind of even it out because China just used theirs, which is really bad for Poland with China having that early momentum.
Yeah, but then again, they do have the benefit of, you know, burning through that protect early on in the map, so at least Poland doesn't really need to worry about that for the rest of the map. Yeah, the question is, what will Poland go for? I mean, could definitely just see them shooting back with their own protect of themselves, but they go for a No Mod 4 pick, sort of in the same genre as No Mod 3, going for the more techy, control-y maps, but in contrast to the Hidden 3, which is a lot more, you know, circle tech focused, this No Mod 4 has a lot more emphasis on slider.
Yeah, this map is really heavy on... I mean, it's Anubis. People have seen this map a lot. This map's really hard to do consistently good on. And I have seen some teams get a quadruple break on the speedier sections of the map. Which, if that does happen with Poland, which I can absolutely see with their kind of weaker speed than China, that could be really bad for them.
Yeah, that is right. So this No Mod 4 sort of keeps in theme, I believe, with most of the 5 to the WC No Mod 4s that we've seen thus far on the lower BPM side of things. But, you know, of course, to compensate for the lower BPM, it's all about these incredibly intense, incredibly nerve-wracking and intimidating sliders, especially in their KIs. The slider velocity really cranks up to the max. And not to mention the reading requirement that, you know, the extremely large sliders present overall, sort of adding to that difficulty. Yeah, we're gonna have to wait and see.
Well, the map as well, due to the lower BPM, it is pretty dense. There's a lot of just weird slider streams that can catch you off guard, and especially if you're sight reading, which I don't think any of these players are since it is a World Cup, but I have seen some people try to sight read it, and it did not go that well for them.
Why be sight reading? Why be sight reading in 5WC chat? What are we doing? He says as his entire team sight reads minor league. Jesus Christ. But anyways, we're jumping straight into Anubis. This map is all about the sliders, all about your consistency, and all about your focus. This is Poland's pick, so we are hoping that they'll be able to bring that next point, you know, put that early momentum on the board, and, you know, tie the matchup 1-1. But check out this No Mod 4.
We do see a very early break from GXY on the Flowey Muse first, but it is very early in the map. This map's not the longest, it is below 2 minutes, but even then, it is not going to be by far the only break, as Up Yami breaks as well, Portal does too, and now China on the combo advantage, not on the accuracy advantage. The clean breaks too, and Poland is suffering on the combos. Ardos breaks as well, and that's the FC's gone. And now China with the triple FC and the recovery from GXY is looking really good.
That's not what you like. That's not what you love to see if you're rooting for Poland right now. Sana Chitozi and Shigure Reno are just absolutely going ham in the first KI, getting out that KI with their combo still intact. Meanwhile, Poland just does not have anything to respond with. They do have Jammy, but other than that, I mean, really nothing in the lobby to contest against China.
Yeah, especially the slow section here. This map's not long, and the slow section is just free score for the Chinese team here, as they're building up their combos, recovering their accuracies pretty sure that the accuracy advantage is still on the side of Poland, but even then the combo is just too much for Poland to handle, as despite China's breaks, Poland is trading them, and that's not looking too great for them.
Yeah, that's right, and as long as Sana, Chitose, and Shigure Rino continue to hold, there is nothing Poland can do, especially with OPC Jammy finding that miss. Shigure Rino might fall, but Sana Chitose is still hold. Finally goes down at the very end, but the damage has long been done, and it is going to be another point for Team China.
Wasn't expecting that, if I'm being honest. I did feel like this map was favored towards Poland, but the China just came out with a near double FC from Shigure and Sana Chitose and just absolutely destroyed Poland on this map. Very impressive performance. Kind of sad for Poland here because they are now on the back foot as China is in the driver's seat with 2 points lead, their own pick. And a lot of options open for them because they do have something like DT1 still. They do have the Nomad 2 for tapping if they want to go into that. And I mean, with this, they also kind of unlocked Hard Rock 1 because that is also mech tech, so it could be good for them.
Yeah, that's right. Given how China did just win on the mechanics DT2 as well as the control number 4, a lot of opportunities, a lot of outlets, a lot of slots are opened up for China to really abuse Poland on. And right now, I mean, they're really putting their firm foot on the ground, putting their foot on the pedal in the early stages of this map, and I mean, they are really just looking to just sort of widen that score gap more and more as we move forward in the match. And as you mentioned, Foxy, we're actually going to see a Hard Rock 1 pick coming in from China.
Yeah, the mech tech pick trying to capitalize on the Nomad 4 here, as it is going to be better for China. Poland isn't bad at these types of maps either. This could honestly still go to Poland if they really just try a lot on this one. But it is favored towards China, especially with it being more on the mechanics side, which Poland doesn't really like too much. Because, yeah, Poland is more of a gimmicky team than they are a mechanics team, especially with Portal on their side, and Portal's pretty good at gimmick overall. They kind of want to pick around him, especially since he is their best player by far. And yeah, seeing Hard Rock 1, not great for them, but also not awful. There are definitely worse things in this pool that China could go for.
Yeah, probably looking to go into this Hard Rock 1 because, you know, you came from the DT2, which was high BPM, more tapping favored, and then you come in from the Nomad 4, more slider focused and more control focused. So Hard Rock 1 is sort of that blend in the very middle, especially when you consider, you know, AR10, the 210 BPM element of this map alongside, you know, the obvious mech tech element that is omnipresent, especially given how, of course, this is a Prot B map. So you can already expect this to be incredibly demon. I believe according to Arkly, this is, I believe, the most difficult map in the Hard Rock pool. And I mean, given how it is such a short map, there's a lot of difficulty density in this map. Really, no, you're not safe at any juncture throughout these 1 minute and 50 seconds. So yeah, it's gonna be exciting to see how these players fare on it. I think the players to look out for, of course, is gonna be Sana, Chitose, and Shigure Rino on the side of Team China. Yeah, we're off to the races.
Yeah, I've noticed something in this match is that neither team really wants to go into consistency, as the maps we've seen have all been below 2 minutes, so I'm interested to see what happens when we do get into the consistency. Sanchez loading very slowly, there we go. And we're seeing a very early break from Acclaimed and Portal traded by QI, and Sanach does as well, so that is 2 FCs to 2. Portal breaks once again. Accuracy advantage and counter advantage on the side of China starting us off here. Opiami breaks as well, and now it's just Pasta and Declain with the combos on the side of Poland.
Yeah, I mean, right, we are in the early days of the match, and already there are just so many misses across the board. We're almost in the second quarter of the map, and I mean, the map just does not look like it's gonna give up any second. It's all about these mech tech patterns. It's all about these very, very challenging reading patterns on AR10. And as well as, of course, the 210 BPM always ready to trip you up. You know, harm your accuracy, make it just overall more difficult to hold your combo. And just right there, we see a 4-way miss from Declain, Pasta, Sana Chitose, and Inui Sana with OPC Jammy and Quartal that added up. And with that comes a complete combo reset on the side of Team Poland. But meanwhile, on the side of China, I mean, Kwai and Shigure Rino might have just missed, but that was significant damage done to the score lead as we get into the second half of this KI.
There is still
Or
a
the
lot
end
of
of this
time for
KI.
Poland. Yeah, there is still a lot of time for Poland to do something here. They do have Pasta and Apiami on the combos. Apiami does break, but Pasta alone could be enough.
That is true. I mean, never say never. That scoreline is still pretty doable. But Grimback Pasta finding the miss on that unlucky control pattern as we get into the last eighth of the map, the last KI of the map. I really don't think there's anything now that Poland can do in order to bring the score back. In Kwai Shigure Reno with the recovery in the bag, looking to secure this point.
And yeah, China once again dominant performance, not as dominant as the DT2 and Nomad 4, but even then managing to bring out the point. Poland did put up one hell of a fight with Declan, Cordal, and Pasta, putting up really good scores as well to combat China, but it unfortunately just was not enough for the combination of Kwai and Shigure Reno. And now Poland
Yeah.
very much on the back foot as they do have their pick, but it is none to 3, and they don't have that many options. I do feel like we'll be seeing the hidden 3 come out here.
Yeah, I mean, it's better late than never. You wanna put a stop to the momentum of China as soon as possible, and you know it's now or never really. I personally am very excited to see Psychedelic Nova Trinity, I believe that's what it's called, being played. This is perhaps my favorite map in the pool. So yeah, I'm totally down to see Poland go in for their protect right now. But yeah, now we're just waiting on the players to see what's to come.
Yeah, Poland is taking their time to think. I don't think they really want to do their protect, if I'm being honest. I think they want to... Never mind, they picked their hidden 3 now. And the protects are now off the board as Poland might have a chance to win this. I do feel like Poland is very favored on this map because it is just hidden flowing, which China doesn't like those types of maps, and Poland absolutely loves that. If you saw earlier rounds, you did see that Poland really liked the previous hidden 3s, both of which were flowy as well.
Yep. And as the song begins, ladies and gentlemen, we are getting into Psychedelic Nova Trinity from a custom song from OWC 2024 by Graham and DJ Genki. Absolutely stacked duo, might I add. One of the most popular maps from the Grand Finals pool, and you know it's great to see this being, of course, the other OWC Grand Finals lower diff in this pool. It's gonna be a hidden 3. This map is really all about, you know, it's sort of mixed when it comes to circle and slider, but definitely has a slightly more emphasis on its circle tech. A lot of flowy control here and there, and especially when you tag alongside the hidden, that just adds a whole nother dimension of, you know, hidden comfort requirements and, you know, your overall control when it comes to this map.
Yeah, this map does also have techie elements, to be fair, so it could trip up the Polish team. I mean, they've not been exactly doing great on the tech maps that we've seen so far, in the Nomad 4 and the Hard Rock 1. But it does have the flow element to it. It could change a lot of things for them, especially the fact that it's being played with Hidden, which could be really good for them here as well, because China is not a team that likes Hidden too much.
Yeah, I think that's something that's very important to remember. Poland not just is playing to their strengths, but they're also playing to China's weakness, which I think might. I think this protect is a really good protect from Team Poland, in the first place. But you know, compounded with, you know, China's weakness on hidden and Poland's comfort, I think this is a very good protect and a very good pick to go into. But let's see how this goes.
Yeah, this map should be favored towards Poland, and I do hope it is going to be as we get into the map. Scores are dead even. Double break on the side of China already. Triple break as... okay, never mind. China has dropped all of their FCs.
I don't think they like hidden.
Yeah, I do not think they like hidden at all. I am understanding the double hidden.
Just a hunch. Just a hunch, Foxy. I don't think they really enjoy hidden that much. But anyways, we're getting straight into the action, and we are actually going to see Scarlet make their in-match debut alongside GXY, and right now, I mean, Poland's just putting their firm foot on the gas as we get into the second quarter of the map. Ball 3D and Declaimed are going on a tear with the double FC, but Sana, Chitose, Shigure, Reno, and Scarlet, and all the members of GXY, the entirety of the Chinese roster is honestly looking very scary. Might not have had the best start, but are definitely showing up in form. Challenge Senna, Chitose, and YS Skylar might fall, but so does Ball 3D and Quarto, and really the scoreline is still very, very close. In fact, going in favor of the right side.
Yeah, that combo from GX and Shigure Reno, despite breaking, they did bring the combo to their side a lot. Poland not really having that combo. Oh, yeah, they break as well. And now there's no combo on anyone. The score difference is 20k, but there's literally no one to contest the score, and it's not moving, especially with the claim breaking again. And now Poland is looking really bad here. China has the recovery on Scarlet and Shana Chitos. And they're gonna be able to convert this into their point possibly, as if they just hold their combos, it is gonna be really easy for them to do so.
That's right, but we still have we still have half of the map to come in. And you know, we're kind of in the slow section right now. Everybody's sort of regaining their footing after the break. But after this build up, it is straight into the final drop. No different from the rest of the map. In fact, probably more difficult than the rest of the map. Scarlet finds a miss right as we get to the build up. And after this slow wave, it is straight into the final section of the map. Sana Chitose to lead the lobby with that 600 combo. But Jamie declaimed, both waiting for the opportunity to come. Jamie goes down, and that's gonna be rough. Sana Chitose goes down, so does Reno, so does Scarlet, and GXY is the only one left in the lobby to match up against Declain, but Declain, now with that miss from GXY, is the only one to hold going to the last quarter of the map. Can he make the difference?
Yeah, Declain is the only hope for Poland here, as no one else has anyone really great, and that's going to seal the deal, as Poland just has nothing to combat Scarlet now. Scarlet just needs to hold any combo to lock Poland out of the victory, and they're going to do so as we reach the end of the map, and China is going to be winning Poland's Protect.
Oh boy. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, that was probably the closest match score that we've seen thus far, and I definitely think that that was winnable for Poland, at least more winnable than all of the other picks that we've seen thus far. So yeah, I can't really blame Poland, you know, just an unfortunate low roll, and you know, it is what it is. But with that, China now having a 4-0 lead against Team Poland. Looking pretty rough for them.
Yeah, I mean, the momentum's also playing a part, because let's be honest, once you lose 3 points, even your own Protect seems unwinnable, and Poland kind of just has to go for it, hoping for the best here. Oh, are they going for a timeout? Possibly? They are. They want the mental reset timeout. We'll be seeing a timeout.
Oh boy. Oh, they lock it in, bro. Oh, hell nah. The comeback starts now, chat. The comeback starts now.
I mean, that's kind of what you just gotta do here. Poland really needs any sort of mental reset they can get, because if they don't, they're kind of just gonna keep on missing because of their mental, and this is probably the best time to do it. China will be having their pick here, and there's a lot of things that China can go into if they really want to, because now they won the control tech map, they can just go into anything that's not aim probably and win it. It's just if Poland can match them or even do better to win their breakpoint, then China get back on the road.
Yeah, situation's looking really dire right now, but it is what it is. They have to, Poland really needs to regain their footing, find their bearings, and go into at least the hopefully second half of this match in much better form than before. I think the mental from Poland could definitely need some fixing, and hopefully this, short break will be enough.
Yeah, we can only hope. I did expect this match to kind of go to tiebreaker, if I'm being honest, and every time I've said it, that it has been a sweep, so I apologize to Poland if that is a curse that I brought upon them.
Oh my god, look at this guy. Look at this guy.
But even then, regardless of that, Poland is putting up one hell of a fight. They're not losing by a lot on these maps now. They only really lost by a lot of the Nomad 4 and DT2, but other than that, they have been putting up one hell of a fight. And if they keep that up, they will be able to kind of equalize this and possibly even win if they just really start going in.
Yeah, I mean, that definitely is the hope, right? We really gotta hope that, coming out of the break, Poland is not just able to, win their own picks, but use the momentum from their own picks to topple China. And even though, I mean, China does have the highest seed, miracles can happen. And I definitely think that it is possible for Team Poland to sort of make the difference, but Yeah, we can only wait and see for what's to happen. We can only stall the timer for that for so long.
Yeah, I mean, you're saying miracles can happen, and I mean, they did happen. Poland beat Sweden, which was seed 12, and now they're playing against China, which is one seed lower. So Poland is not a team that can't win against a higher seeded team. They absolutely can. We see a free mod 2 pick, which I'm going to be honest, I do feel like that is actually favored towards Poland. This is the first map in this
Really?
pool that's been picked. Yeah. Because this is tapping, but it's lower BPM finger control. They do get their hidden on this as well. The lower yard that China banned out. So, I mean, I do feel like Poland has a chance on this. This is definitely not a one-sided map.
Yeah, I think the question really is, going into this pre-mod 2 is like, you know, is the reason why China banned Hidden 2 because none of them can play Hidden 2? Or do they get, you know, do they struggle to fill a roster on Hidden 2? Because you won't have that you know, struggle when you are faced with 3-mod 2 because you realistically only need 1 or 2 hiddens. But then again, I mean, we know Poland to be the stronger team overall on hidden, so we're definitely expecting them to go into this match with a lot more confidence and hopefully be able to sort of turn the tides on this 3-mod 2. Then again, of course, you always have the China's looming presence on Hard Rock, ever present on Hard Rock. I mean, and overall their consistency has just been incredible this match. So really, it's going to be an uphill battle for Poland. Not an insurmountable challenge, but definitely a tricky one at the very least.
Yeah, I mean, I have seen a lot of teams kind of go to triple hard rock, one hidden route. We saw that from Czechia. We've been seeing that from a lot of the higher seeded teams that can play hard rock better than hidden. And I do feel like China's one of those teams that doesn't really want to have a low AR hidden player and wouldn't if they had the option. On the other hand, Poland is like the opposite, where they don't really want that hard rock player. So we'll be seeing, I think, a triple hidden one hard rock against a triple hard rock one hidden,
Oh
which
my
is
goodness.
always fun to see.
That is true. But yeah, now we're really just waiting for the timer to run out.
Yeah, and Poland does have their mental reset, hopefully, as they don't really have their timeout anymore to stall board. They kind of just need to go for it and just try their best, try the most they can.
Yep, overall this map is pretty... I wouldn't say that it's the most reading intensive thing overall, but I think with the constant tapping, the constant flow aim required, it's very easy to lose your focus on some of these patterns, especially when you're thrown out with the hidden. But Foxy, we actually have an easy on our hands. That is very interesting to say the least. From Kulubu coming in the easy. We'll have to see if that plays out. Remind everyone, the easy multi is 1.7 times, which I believe is already calculated in
It is, yes. It is already visible for us here, so we'll be seeing in real time who's winning. I will say, this map's not impossible to easy. I am not that surprised. There's at least one easy this week on this map, and I'm pretty sure there was one on Australia as well if they played this, I don't remember. And yeah, currently starting us off, China does have the lead, but you do have the FC from the easy player that's keeping them in the game. They do have combat advantage, not anymore as Pasta breaks. But even then, Shigure on the hard rock could break at any moment. That is kind of the nature of precision, as we're now just going into it. The Kulabul does break, that is their only FC gone, and looking pretty bad for Poland here now that they don't have the combo anymore.
Yeah, that's right. We do see some misses from Sana, Shitoze, and Kwai alongside GXY now. But Shigure Reno, I mean, the carry of Team China through and throughout this entire match is just continuing to hold on the hard drop. And, you know, for what it's worth, Poland is doing a pretty good job with the recovery. Ball 3D and Pasta on the hidden and hard rock respectively, really outmatching the supporting combo of China. So, I mean, if Shigure Reno finds a miss, there might still be a chance. In fact, the combined efforts of Team Poland is keeping the scoreline from flying away, but it's all gonna come down to whether Reno will give them that opportunity or not.
Yeah, with the 2 breaks as well, Sanachito does trade them, but that is a combo advantage on the side of China again, as Ball 3D breaks too, and it is traded, but with Shigure Reno, there's really just nothing Poland can do at the moment, especially with their breaks. They just don't have the combo or the accuracy. GXY breaks, now it's just the 1v1 with Declane and Reno, but Reno just has such a higher combo and accuracy that there's nothing Declane can do.
Yeah, we're rushing towards the end, and we are in the last 8 of the map. Declan is trying their absolute best, but we are in the last few notes already, the last few patterns, and it is a 360k score difference. Last spinner comes in, and China will be claiming yet another point and taking this match the match point.
And now Poland has their last pick most likely, because I mean Poland does have their options, but I really don't think this helps their mental, and this is a really big mental boom. Losing by 700k is just so hard. I don't think Reno was
Yeah.
expecting to get DFC either, so this is just so unexpected from both teams. That's just incredibly unfortunate for Poland.
I think the duo of Sana Chitose and Shigure Reno are just so incredibly difficult to beat. And not to mention the support from China is always omnipresent. One person misses and that you can always count on someone else to back you up. And but really that duo is just incredibly they've been perma lobbying this entire match and for a good chunk of the tournament as well. And they really are the carry players for Team China. But yeah, the pick goes back in the hands of Poland. I guess the question is, what will they go for at the very end?
The ball is in their court and they can do whatever they want with it. They can. I do feel like if you really want to just throw it up and just do whatever, No Mod 1 or one of the free mods is kind of a good option, because the free mods, No Mod 3 gets picked actually.
Yes!
Arguably the best song in the pool, but that is up for discussion elsewhere.
We have to talk after the stream, Mr. Foxy.
Okay, buddy.
Nobody hates Hatsune Miku more than me. And GG, I get flamed by chat. It's over. Anyways, this is No More 3. This is No More 3. As you mentioned before, I believe this is one of the most popular maps in the pool. This is a map by Antonasia. We saw one of their maps last round in Hidden 2. This map is equally as great. I mean, this map, I just love Antonasia's and how, you know, they structure, especially their alt maps. This map is no different. There are a lot of weird snap patterns found in this map. It's sort of a hybrid between alt and snap, really. You see a lot of these doubles patterns that flow into each other, and you know, while you can flow them, many people usually opt to just snap to them normally, but you also have that in conjunction with the overall flow. You know, there's some start-stop patterns here and there, some double patterns which are thrown into your standard flow aim. So overall, it's a very, very good No More 3, I think, and it's definitely an extremely fun map, especially if you're an alt player. I'm really looking forward to seeing this map being played.
Yeah, it is really heavy on the aim control as well, and we've not really seen aim basically at all throughout this match. We've only really seen tapping and a little bit of gimmick, along with the, you know, tech and all that we've seen from the Hidden 3, No Mod 4, and Hard Trick 1, but
yeah,
we've not seen aim, and this map is very different to everything that's been picked so far, so this could go to Poland's favor. This is favor towards them. It's a map that I think they should have picked way earlier, and now they finally taken it. They do have the... I do feel like they have the front foot advantage on this one. As Candy breaks, that is a combo advantage to Poland, but Rasta trades it. This map is also on the longer side from the pool, so it is going to be more on the consistency side. All 3D breaks too now, and like China has the slight combo advantage coming from the first part.
One thing to mention about this map is that it's very consistent in its difficulty. Really, you see a bunch of these patterns and it only goes up from here, but it never goes down from, you know, these consistent, weird flow aim, you know, weird numbered patterns. And overall, you know, even slightly tricky to read when it all comes down to it. And that's why we're seeing a lot of misses come in all across the board. In fact, that's what's causing the score to equalize right now. Sana Chitose on the side of Team China, meanwhile declaimed once again back for Team Poland to sort of round them out with the FC. But we're getting into the slow section, and right after this, it's full throttle into the KI.
Yeah, we do see past the break-in again. Both CDT declaimed the only combos on the side of Poland. China has only Sana Chitose here, and Poland, if they ult through the flow in, which they do, are going to have a combo advantage. Both 3D breaks, but even now they still have the combo on their side. They do still have the accuracy, if I'm not wrong, as well. Sana Chitose has a really high accuracy FC, but the rest of their team is not keeping up with that accuracy. And now Poland on the front foot. The score is very, very slowly decreasing and going towards China as Opiami breaks and traded by Kwai and KND, the score is going to just stay where it is as it goes very slowly towards China as Opiami breaks again, but is just so close. This could go any way at any point.
Foxy, I know like there's this whole chaos happening throughout the entire match, but at the end of the day, when the dust settles, it's all gonna be down to Sana Chitose and Declan. The next miss from both of these players will probably decide the outcome of this match. Throughout the entirety of this, No More 3 has been back and forth, and Declan is the one to go down that despite me on Sana Chitose. Who else is the hold in this last third as we get into the KI finally goes down? And for what it's worth, that scoreline is still very, very competitive, but there are no combos across the board. And it's really gonna be down to this last quarter. Now it's open to the entire team to try to steal this point. And we're just seeing misses all across the board in this instrumental interlude. I mean, Declan is the top combo in the lobby, but that can change at any second as we get into the last quarter of the map and the last slow section before the final KI.
Yeah, I mean, there's no combo on the side of China. Okami passed on enough combo either, but the Balls 3D Declined, even though their combos are low, they are the highest in the lobby, and as long as they hold, which they seem to be doing, we're getting into the last section now. China has a double break. Poland is just holding, breaking Sana Chitose. Poland is stepping on the gas. They get a double break, but Balls 3D Declined on the front foot, not letting the score go, increasing the score more and more. Shigure breaks the last hope of China, and yeah, Poland is just not letting the score move. Declan Balls 3D locking the fuck in, and they're going to be taking the point, not getting swept.
Woo! Declan bringing the heat when it mattered the most. Throughout the entirety of that match, matching Sana Chitose's incredible score, and at the very end being able to round off with a very, very convincing 400, 500 combo at the end to just secure that point on the board. And Poland lives to see another pick. And hey, Foxy, you were right. You were right for the first time. This map is indeed favored towards Poland.
Yeah, for once I didn't curse.
Let's go!
And yeah, China picks DT1, going straight back into the high BPM.
Oh man, don't you just love to see it, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, this DT1, you do have AR 10.3, and seeing how Poland did on that around 32, I do feel like China is going to take the match here. I mean, China overall is just a way better high BPM team than Poland is, as we've seen in this match and in previous matches as well. But I mean, Poland does have the insane mental boost that it is to win a map like this in a situation like this. Especially with China kind of dropping at the end, breaking their consistency streak. It is something, I do feel like Poland might just out-mental them at this point. There is a chance.
Yeah, but I mean, we're saying all this, but it's definitely easier said than done going into this map. They have an uphill battle, and honestly, that's an understatement going into this match. I mean, you've been on the back foot for the entirety of this match, and now you've just gotten your first point on the board when all seemed lost. So, you know, on one hand, you can talk about, you know, the 5-point lead the 4-point lead that China has on Poland, and as well as the match point that they're threatening. But on the other hand, of course, you don't quite want to count out Poland just yet. Reminder, Poland did beat Team Sweden, which was Speed 11. So, I mean, that upset potential is definitely still there. But, you know, we cannot be too hopeful.
Yeah, I mean, we can hope as much as we want, but I mean, Poland did take their point. They aren't getting swept, which in and of itself in a matchup like this is very impressive. But this is also just way higher star rating than the round of 32 was, and it does seem like Poland is for the most part getting skill capped, as China just is not getting that skill cap as much as Poland is. And yeah, China just having the advantage of the star rating. They are on the front foot still. Regardless of Poland taking the No Mods 3, it is still very much favored towards China on all fronts.
Yeah. Just across the entirety of this match, see DT2, see Hard Rock 1, it's all these high BPM, high AR maps that China just seems to absolutely dominate on. So, yeah. It's definitely not looking good for Poland, but we're gonna hope and pray for the best. Let's get into Little Flapping DT1. This is a 255 BPM A map. It is it is a DT1 of all time. You know, anime song is the full package. This map comes in at 3 minutes long, the longest map in the DT pool. So it's gonna be testing not just your, you know, aim consistency, but as well as your higher reading consistency. And right off the bat, we're seeing some early misses here and there. Shouldn't matter too much, still in early days. But yeah, the scoreline, early scoreboard is going to go towards Team Poland, but it's gonna flicker.
Yeah, I mean, the score is kind of just flip-flopping all over the place. The score difference is not even 4,000 points, which just means basically nothing here. As China does have the 2 early breaks, Poland does have more breaks, but they also have higher accuracy overall. Pasta, I know, is very comfortable on these types of maps. We see a double break from both 3D and Portal, but even then, very early still in the map, KND does strike their breaks, and the accuracy advantage is gonna let Poland stay in the game here for a little longer. Asana Chito's Inui break as well. Ardos trades it, and now 1 FC to 1 FC.
Oh, I've played these games before. It's gonna be Shigure Reno versus Pasta, both going head to head. The incredible accuracies include the incredible high FCs from both of these players, going out of that KI, both holding on to the FCs and moving into the second third of the map with a very, very solid score to boot. Really, it's just a 1v1 between both of them right now, as the supporting combos from both sides are really just non-existent.
Yeah, and with the accuracy that Pasta has being almost above, more than 1% above Shigure Reno now, it is going to be very much favored towards Poland here.
How is he doing this?
It's moving. I mean, it's Pasta, yeah. Pasta does love his DD1s, and he is showing his dominance. Doesn't have the support like Reno does, as Sanachito's KMD does hold up a bit of combo, but Sanachito's breaks.
Oh!
Everyone breaks. And now it's just Portal with combo.
Yeah, that's right. 200 combo from Claw, from Quarto, but that scoreline is gonna move pretty slowly unless we see more misses coming in from China. Last quarter of the map, and Quarto unfortunately finds that miss, but then again, China doesn't really have that much combo to deal with that miss. And really, it's just gonna be up to Pasta to make the difference for his team once again. Going to the last quarter of the map, we gotta hope and pray for some more misses to come in from China. It is still a competitive score lead going into this last quarter. And as you get into the last break of the map, the last slow section, the time for Poland to make this comeback is running out, especially that miss from Pasta. And as both teams race towards the very end, I mean, it's really not looking too favored towards Poland right now.
Golf 3D has a little bit of combo, but I don't think there's enough time for him to do anything on his own, especially with his team not being able to support him too much. Pasta does have a little bit, but there he goes, and now it's just Pasta gets slow slider right at the end due to the nerfs, and with no combo on their side, and KND and Shigure Reno and the end of the map coming in, China will be taking the DT1 and the match as well. Winning 6-1 against Poland, an insane performance. Very close match as well, as Poland did put up one hell of a fight on everything.
Yeah, I think especially at the last few maps, right? I mean, after their mental reset, Poland definitely looked to be in a better position, at least to take some break points, at least to take some points here and there. But at the end of the day, you're playing a higher seed on a higher SR. Really nothing you can do at the end. You know, that just is how it is. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, once again, congratulations to Team China for emerging victorious in this match. Sana, Chitose, KND, YR Scarlet, Shigure Reno, GXY, Inui Sana, Kwai Kwai, and Mangjin for a very, very dominant 6-1 lead on Poland. Despite some matches being very close at the end of the day, the scoreboard speaks louder. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching this match of the 5-Digit World Cup 2025. My name is Gami Crayola. Foxy, do you have any last words to say to the stream?
The only thing I have to say now is donate to the Open Collective to help run this tournament. Thank you everyone for watching. We'll be seeing you next time. Goodbye for now.
That's right. This has been 5WC and we are signing out.